Hi, I'm Arjun Singhvi, and today I'm going to describe a new approach to remote memory access suited to the constraints imposed by multi-tenant data centers. Over the last few years, we've witnessed the rise of RDMA in the data centers due to its low latency and high throughput benefits, as has been demonstrated in the context of key applications by prior work. However, when we at Google attempted to operationalize RDMA within our multi-tenant data centers, like many others, we encountered numerous deployment issues such as the connection orientedness of popular RDMA transports leading to poor scalability, ordering and failure semantics, the RDMA model not being amenable to support key security management operations such as rotating encryption keys, and RDMA not being amenable to rapid iteration due to key algorithms such as congestion control being baked in hardware. This led us to asking ourselves the following question: how do we design remote memory access for multi-tenant data centers? To solve the problem at hand, we redesigned remote memory access from the ground up, leading to 1RMA. With 1RMA, we do a judicious division of labor between hardware and software, resulting in a simple, connection-free and fixed-function NIC hardware that performs line-rate crypto for unified access control, integrity, and privacy, with first-class support for encryption key rotation. And it also aids software by providing fine-grained delay measurements and precise fast failure notifications. On the other hand, the 1RMA software, assisted by the rich hardware feedback, implements complex functionalities including congestion control and op management such as failure recovery. Doing so aids in changes even post-deployment. Before getting into the details of our solution, let us first understand what is RDMA and more details as to why existing RDMA technologies are ill-suited to multi-tenant data centers. As the name suggests, RDMA allows direct access to the memory of a remote machine, resulting in low latency and high throughput benefits, as its performance is limited only by hardware. For example, consider the two hosts having RDMA capable NICs depicted as RNICs in the figure in the slides. Once a queue pair is set up on both the hosts and a connection is established between them, the client can send a read operation to the server, which is handled entirely by the server-side RNIC. It reads the requested data from the DRAM and sends the response back to the client. Such operations are one-sided in nature as they involve no server CPU. However, the current architecture of RDMA leads to several fundamental challenges for use in multi-tenant data centers. Firstly, RNICs today cache the host resident connection state to provide an illusion of unbounded connection counts. However, RNIC caches can be overwhelmed by large workloads wherein the connection state can exceed the RNIC SRAM capacity. As has been noticed by several prior works, this leads to performance cliffs resulting in high unpredictable latencies and reduced throughput as the cache is typically filled on demand. Moreover, critical applications can be stranded due to connection exhaustion, say when the lower priority applications have consumed all available connections. This is because RDMA allocation policies do not take into account application priorities. To overcome the connection scalability and performance issues, systems may attempt to multiplex multiple independent workloads on the same connection. However, connection sharing leads to induced ordering as RDMA requires FIFO execution of ops within a single connection. Consider an example of a large background op sharing its connection with latency sensitive ops. As we can see, this can lead to priority inversion wherein the latency sensitive ops are stuck behind the background ops due to head of line blocking. Moreover, connection sharing imposes shared fate for independent ops sharing the connection. For example, consider a scenario in which the red op failure leads to a connection teardown. This results in the needless failure of the independent orange op as the entire connection is torn down. Moving on, we also find that RDMA today adopts a connection-centric security model wherein access control is tied to connections through protection domains, and thus it suffers from the connection pathologies that we have discussed until now. Moreover, RDMA does not provide any ready means to manage encryption keys. For example, consider the following scenario in which a connection is established between the client and the server and a golden encryption key is associated with the memory region being accessed. On changing this encryption key, there is a connection teardown due to authentication failure, leading to an inordinate period of unavailability as the connection needs to be set up again. Additionally, while other methods exist to rotate keys in RDMA, they lead to connection exhaustion. Lastly, while RoCE enables RDMA traffic to coexist with traffic from other protocols, it requires fabric switches to use PFC. However, as is well known, using PFC is untenable in commercial data centers due to its operational hazards such as poor failure isolation, head-of-line blocking, and deadlocks. There have been recent proposals to reduce reliance on PFC, many of which are deployed today. They either bake congestion response or more sophisticated loss recovery schemes in hardware. However, because they bake such schemes in hardware, they are not readily applicable in our environments in which congestion response and loss recovery schemes are routinely updated and customized post-deployment. In a nutshell, RDMA is ill-suited due to its two basic design attributes, being connection-oriented and baking complex policies in hardware. With OneRMA, our approach is to do a judicious division of labor between hardware and software, leading to a simple and fixed function NIC aided by software. Specifically, it leads to a fixed function NIC with explicitly allocated resources that operates on connection-free independent ops by means of explicitly finite hardware resources. This results in a simpler NIC design. Additionally, all transfers in OneRMA are solicited. Apart from this, OneRMA uses a novel connection-free security protocol and provides first-class support for management operations such as encryption key rotation, and also uses a novel software-driven hardware-assisted congestion control algorithm. I will now go into the details of these key ideas and end with OneRMA's evaluation. Firstly, OneRMA is connection-free. The NIC acts on fixed-size ops and treats them independently. It provides fail-fast behavior in which the NIC strives to complete the op within a fixed time, say theta. If it gets the response within the deadline, the NIC sends a successful op notification with fine-grained measured delays to the software. Otherwise, it delivers precise failure notifications to software indicating why the op failed. In doing so, it leaves retry, ordering, and congestion control to software along with segmentation, as now large application transfers need to be segmented into fixed size ops which the NIC can service. OneRMA's division of responsibilities is in stark contrast to RDMA, wherein significant complexity is baked in hardware. On the other hand, OneRMA lifts some of the responsibilities to software, resulting in a simple fixed function NIC that is primarily responsible for op execution, along with encryption and solicitation, as we see next. Consequently, the NIC state does not grow with endpoint pairs, as is the case with RDMA. Secondly, OneRMA offers explicitly finite NIC resource pools. Unlike RDMA, the memory translation table, known as the registered region table, and the command slots are maintained in fixed size on-NIC SRAM. This avoids the inherent complexity and performance limitations associated with cache-oriented NIC designs, which are typically adopted by RNICs today, leading to simpler hardware and predictable performance. Importantly, having explicitly finite resources enables OneRMA to manage them in software and allocate them based on business priorities of the various applications. In contrast, allocation policies in RDMA are oblivious to such priorities, as discussed earlier. Crucially, all transfers in OneRMA are solicited. That is, an op is not initiated by the NIC unless it is guaranteed to land its subsequent response data in the on-NIC SRAM, known as the solicitation window. Once an op is written to a command slot, it is enqueued in an outgoing FIFO consisting of fixed size ops or requests, and it interacts with the solicitation window. Specifically, the request, see a blue R1 request, checks if there is room in the solicitation window. Since there is room in the solicitation window, the blue request R1 reserves capacity in the solicitation window and is dispatched over the network. Next, a green request R1, possibly from a different application, arrives. It goes through the same process of checking if there is room in the solicitation window and reserves capacity in it and is dispatched over the network. Further, green and blue R2 requests arrive and they are enqueued as they find no room in the solicitation window. Eventually, the response to the blue R1 request arrives leading to capacity being freed in the solicitation window once the response is delivered to the application. This enables the enqueued green R2 request to reserve capacity in the solicitation window and be dispatched over the network. However, with no room left in the solicitation window, the enqueued blue R2 request times out and a failure notification is sent to the software indicating that the request experienced a dispatch timeout. This indicates that there is congestion at the initiator client NIC. While the solicitation window in this example allows two outstanding requests at any given point of time, typically the window is sized based on the bandwidth delay product. In this manner, hardware-enforced solicitation limits the severity of sudden incasts as it bounds the number of incoming bytes. Additionally, given the setting of mutually untrusting tenants, OneRMA uses a novel connection-free protocol to encrypt and sign all transfers in hardware. For more details regarding the protocol, please refer to the paper. So once a request reserves capacity in the solicitation window, it is signed via the encryption-decryption blocks and is dispatched over the network. Importantly, OneRMA offers a rekey op that provides native support for encryption key rotation. Consider a OneRMA NIC in which a memory region is associated with a blue encryption key. Through rekey, a remote key rotation service can directly change the encryption key of the particular memory region without placing trust on the local software stack and without involving the local CPU. Tied to the connection-free nature of OneRMA and the independent nature of OneRMA ops, only ops corresponding to the affected memory region fail with a precise failure outcome of remote authentication failure as they were signed using the old key. In contrast, as seen earlier, in RDMA, rotation results in connection teardown. Importantly, through rekey, the unavailability period can be reduced to a single RTT. To talk about our final idea of performing software-driven congestion control, let us put all the things we have discussed together to see how OneRMA works, specifically in the context of a 2 KB read. So once a request is signed, it is sent over the network and it eventually reaches the server-side OneRMA NIC, which reads the requested data via PCIe and streams the read data as individual network responses which arrive perhaps out of order. And finally, once all the data arrives, a successful op completion is written to the client software with two fine-grained hardware delay measures. Issue delay indicates how long it took for the op to enter service at the initiator, and an increase in its value indicates local congestion, and the total delay indicates how long it took to execute the entire op. An increase in the difference between the two delays indicates that there is a possibility of remote congestion. So, for every successful op, OneRMA provides fine-grained hardware measured delays, and in case of every failed op, it tells exactly why the op failed. OneRMA uses these precise signals from hardware to implement congestion control in software. Similar to Swift and its predecessor Timely, OneRMA uses delay as a congestion signal as it simplifies congestion control design. For more details, please see the talk on Swift in the congestion control section. Importantly, OneRMA reacts separately to local and remote congestion by maintaining a congestion window for each remote destination direction pair and a single congestion window for local congestion as it affects all transfers. Finally, OneRMA assigns the op rate, which is the rate at which ops are submitted to the NIC based on the more restrictive congestion window. Specifically, OneRMA uses a simple AIMD controller based on whether the measured delay exceeds a target or not. For example, in case of the local congestion window, in case the observed issue delay is lesser than the target delay, then the congestion window is increased additively. If not, then it is decreased multiplicatively. Further on encountering a dispatch timeout, the window is more aggressively reduced as it indicates severe local congestion. OneRMA uses a similar approach to modulate the remote congestion window as well. Having understood the key ideas of OneRMA, let us now see whether OneRMA performs as expected. Firstly, to evaluate the extent to which OneRMA improves performance, we run a 40-node uniform random traffic pattern in which each node initiates 4 KB ops according to a Poisson arrival distribution and randomly selects a destination node. We compare OneRMA against Pony Express, which is Google's software-defined NIC, and against RDMA using Mellanox ConnectX-Tree 40 Gbps NICs. We limit each networking stack to at most one host CPU for a fair comparison. We plot the latency slowdown on the y-axis as a function of the total offered load on the x-axis. As we can see, for comparable loads, we see that 1RMA experiences the least latency slowdown. Notably, we also observe that software bottlenecks Pony in this workload, while the all hardware serving part benefits the other two alternatives. Moving on, to understand whether 1RMA is able to provide isolation amongst competing workloads, we run a point-to-point workload consisting of small 64-byte foreground transfers following a Poisson arrival and one large outstanding background op. This graph shows the latency slowdown of small ops as we vary the size of the competing background op from 4 KB to 64 KB. The x-axis represents the size of the background transfer and the y-axis shows the corresponding slowdown experienced by the foreground transfers. As we can see, the RDMA slowdown increases as the size of the background transfer increases. This is primarily because the RNIC delay is proportional to the service time of the entire background transfer due to RDMA's FIFO execution requirement, while in 1RMA, the slowdown is minimal, and the reason for this is that the smaller ops experience delay proportional to the service time of a single 4 KB chunk as the software chunks large transfers into fixed size ops that the NIC operates on. Further, to understand what impact does 1RMA's rekey op have on availability, we run a point-to-point workload in which the client sends read ops while the server enacts an encryption key rotation using rekey. We plot the latency timeline with op latency on the y-axis and elapsed time on the x-axis. As we can see, rekey causes a minimal availability impact of about 2.7 microseconds, during which ops experience the precise remote authentication failure outcome. Lastly, to understand the role played by 1RMA reacting separately to local congestion, we use one client and two servers, each connected by a 100 Gbps link. Initially, the client initiates a single long-running transfer of 4 MB reads with one of the servers, and then it initiates another transfer with the other server at around 400 microseconds. We repeat this experiment with and without reacting to local congestion separately and plot the achieved op submission rate over time. The x-axis plots time and the y-axis plots the achieved submission rate. As we can see that without reacting to local congestion separately, convergence to fair share happens at around 1000 microseconds, while with reacting to local congestion, convergence is detected almost immediately, leading to a 20x faster convergence. This is because 1RMA immediately detects local congestion as indicated by a sharp increase in the issue delay. The graph at the bottom plots the per op measured issue delay on the y-axis over time on the x-axis. As we can see, there is a sharp increase in the measured issue delay at around 400 microseconds, and 1RMA adjusts the local congestion window appropriately, leading to a quick convergence to a fair share. In conclusion, through experience, we find that existing RDMA technologies are ill-suited to multi-tenant data centers due to it being connection-oriented and implementing complex policies in hardware. With 1RMA, we re-envision remote memory access for multi-tenant data centers. The 1RMA NIC is a simple connection-free and fixed-function NIC with explicitly allocated resources. It also aids software by providing fine-grained delay measurements and precise fast failure notifications. The 1RMA software implements complex functionality including congestion control and op management. Thank you.